In the mist-laden canals of Xochimilco, just south of Mexico City, lies the Island of the Dolls. Though known today for its chilling display of decaying dolls hanging from trees, the island's sinister reputation stretches back even further than the life of Don Julian Santana Barrera, the man who transformed it into a macabre memorial to the dead. Beneath the island's haunting surface lies a dark history and supernatural weight that has drawn curious onlookers and thrill-seekers for generations. Long before Don Julian arrived in the 1950s, the island held deep spiritual significance for the indigenous tribes of the region. Ancient tales suggest that the island was once regarded as a sacred site, a portal to the underworld, or the realm where the souls of the dead would gather before journeying to their final resting place. The tribes believed that spirits lingered on the island, creating an aura of mystery and fear. Over time, the island became known as a place where the veil between the living and the dead was at its thinnest, a gateway to the supernatural. It was said that the moon's phases influenced the energy of the island. On full moon nights, locals would avoid traveling through the canals, fearful of seeing ghostly apparitions or hearing the cries of long-dead spirits. Those who dared approach the island after dark claimed that they heard soft whispers in the wind or caught glimpses of glowing orbs floating among the trees, remnants of the spirits passing through the island. In the 1950s, Don Julian Santana Barrera became the island's caretaker, unknowingly stepping into this deeply haunted space. The legend says that one day, while patrolling the canal, he came upon the body of a young girl who had drowned. Unable to save her, Don Julian was overwhelmed with guilt and grief. Shortly after, he found a doll floating in the water near where the girl's body had been discovered. Seeing this as a sign, he hung the doll from a tree to appease the girl's restless spirit. But this was only the beginning. Don Julian soon became convinced that the spirit of the drowned girl haunted him. Over the years, the whispers in the wind grew louder and strange occurrences began to plague him. Dolls would appear to move when he wasn't looking, their glassy eyes watching him as he walked through the trees. Shadows darted between the branches, and Don Julian believed more spirits had joined the girl. He was certain that the island had become a gathering place for lost souls, and he feared that the line between the living and the dead was becoming dangerously blurred. Driven by both fear and a strange sense of duty, Don Julian began collecting more dolls to hang from the trees. He scavenged dolls from the trash, pulled them from the canals, and accepted gifts from visitors. Each doll, he believed, was a vessel, either an offering to the spirit of the drowned girl or a talisman to keep other malevolent spirits at bay. For Don Julian, the dolls were more than just offerings. They were a barrier, a way to prevent the spirits from crossing into the world of the living. The island became his battleground, and the dolls were his soldiers, guarding against the dark forces that sought to break through. The island's history as a portal to the underworld gave weight to his fears, and as the years passed, the island transformed into a grotesque shrine of decaying toys. Even as Don Julian continued his ritual, strange and unexplained occurrences plagued the island. Fishermen passing by claimed they saw dolls moving their heads or limbs, even though there was no wind. Others heard the soft laughter of a little girl, followed by the sound of splashing water, as if someone, or something, was drowning once again. Visitors reported an overwhelming sense of dread the moment they set foot on the island. Some felt watched, as if hundreds of unseen eyes were following their every move. Others experienced physical symptoms like chills, dizziness, or shortness of breath. The island seemed to have a consciousness of its own, as if it was aware of those who trespassed on its haunted soil. Some visitors claimed that the spirits tried to communicate with them. Prophetic dreams or vivid visions haunted those who dared to spend more than a few hours there. These dreams often involved images of children drowning or souls wandering aimlessly through fog-covered canals, unable to find peace. The dolls themselves hold a deeper symbolic meaning. They represent more than just the drowned girl. They symbolize childhood innocence, lost to tragedy, and the countless souls who have suffered from neglect, abuse, and premature death. The island has become a sanctuary for these lost souls, a place where their memories are preserved in the form of battered, decaying toys. It is a haunting tribute to the forgotten children, both of the past and the present. In 2001, Don Julian was found dead, floating in the same canal where he had claimed to discover the drowned girl decades earlier. His death mirrored the tragedy that had haunted him all his life, leading some to believe that the spirit had finally claimed him. Others speculated that the island itself, filled with restless energy, had drawn him to his doom. The island continues to have a profound effect on those who visit. Some feel an inexplicable sense of sadness or dread, while others experience intense feelings of anxiety and paranoia. It is said that the spirits grow stronger when visitors arrive, feeding off the energy of the living. Many report having strange dreams after leaving the island, as if the spirits follow them home, refusing to let them go. The eerie atmosphere of the island is only magnified by its isolation, with the dense vegetation and the stillness of the canals adding to the oppressive sense of being watched. Visitors have described a feeling of being trapped, as though the island's haunting presence refuses to let them leave. In rare cases, people have left the island physically ill, as if they were being drained of their energy. As more tourists come to the island, many wonder about its future. Will it remain a place of horror, or will it eventually be reclaimed by nature, fading into obscurity? Some believe that as long as people continue to visit, the spirits will remain active, ensuring the island's legend endures. Others hope that one day the island will find peace, and the restless spirits will finally be laid to rest. There are those who believe the moon plays a significant role in the island's spiritual activity. During the full moon, it is said that the spirits are most active, their presence felt more strongly by those who visit. The eerie glow of the moon reflects off the water, casting long shadows across the dolls, making them appear to move in the night. The island's haunted history is also linked to other paranormal events in the region. Nearby villages have reported UFO sightings, strange lights, and unexplained phenomena that seem to correspond with increased activity on the island. Whether these events are connected or simply part of the island's mystique remains unclear, but the sense of something otherworldly is undeniable. The island of the dolls stands as a place where the past, the supernatural, and the physical world collide. A place where the dead are never truly gone, and the dolls with their hollow eyes serve as eternal sentinels, watching and waiting for the next visitor to step onto their haunted soil.